Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I gotta sit there and say, I actually did like this episode. I like this episode because things started to move forward. We'll start off with Liz and Finn. So Liz finally tells Finn that she needs help. This is after Finn was there asking why did Nicholas, you know, say what he said? Like, why did he not sit there and say anything earlier? And Liz is completely honest about that. She's been blacking out. She's been losing time. She's been having this vivid dream or daydream or memory of her and stairs and some woman that she was grabbing a hold of. They had an argument. So she tells him, she finally tells him what's been going on and that she needs help. And I'm like, you know what? And granted, it took her a long time to get there. And like with most things, you kind of have to hit rock bottom before you can start to accept help or before you want to start to ask for help. Still waiting for Sasha, but so yeah, things start to move forward on that front. Let's talk about Carly and Bobby for a minute. I don't know what to think about this scene because Bobby coming over, and I get that she wants to try to help Carly. I'm not exactly a fan of the psychoanalyzing. When Carly was like, I don't want to sit there and move things too fast with Drew because, my life has been a mess practically since Jason died and Sonny's gone and, the stuff that defined her is no longer there. So she was like, I want to take my time, step back because I don't want to ruin, what I have with Drew. I don't want to sit there and ruin our friendship by going, by being with him for the wrong reasons. And I think that we all can agree on that she's making the right decision. But Bobby starts to try to make it seem like that's not a good enough reason. That she doesn't want to be with Drew because, Jason was safe. Jason would have more patience. Let's put it that way. Jason would have a ton of more patience than Drew would. And maybe that's why she doesn't want to move forward with Drew. And I'm like, that's not what she said. That's not remotely what she said. I don't understand where she got that from. Because if that's the case, she wouldn't want to be with any man. I mean, Jason had more patience than, well, pretty much almost any other character on the show when it came to Carly. So, technically, she just wouldn't be dating for the rest of her life. So that doesn't really seem like that holds a lot of water. And I don't know. It seemed like Carly was dead set on just kind of taking some time and, she didn't want to go into the retreat because of Ava and her condition. And, Bobby was like, no, you're just doing it because you're stalling and, you're moving forward and now you're not. And I'm just like, Bobby, what did you exactly hope to do? Like, what did you hope to accomplish by actually coming in her house and practically undermining almost every sentence that she said? I don't know. She just got on my nerves after a while. Now, when Drew came by to see Curtis and Portia, finding out they got married, finding out they, got engaged, I personally do hope that Drew is going to be the best man. I'm assuming he is. But after that whole thing's out the way, Drew talks about Carly. And, Curtis actually laid down some facts like, yo, you need to sit there and get your house in order. When Drew was like, Carly wants to sit there and take a minute and breathe because of everything that happened, Curtis was like, I understand where she's coming from, and she's making the right play. you need to get your house in order. Basically, Smith is saying that he hasn't really been doing anything since he got back, which is kind of ironic because, well, I wouldn't sit there and say it's ironic, but the fans have been saying that for a hot minute. And, even in my comment section, whenever people talk about Drew, it's always, oh, he's such a waste. He's such a waste of potential. He's not really doing anything. Why did he bother to put him back? And so forth and so forth. They're not entirely wrong. Okay? The people who are saying that aren't wrong. And so when Curtis is like, you haven't really been doing anything for yourself as far as what you want, like, you've been putting everyone else first, maybe that was kind of a nod, acknowledging that they haven't really been doing much with Drew's character. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Drew really wanted to be with Carly. He was like, yeah, but, I guess I understand, Carly wants to take some time, so, I'm going to sit there and respect her wishes and take some time and, let her take all the time she needs. And I'm like, why is this even a discussion point? Like, seriously, why is that even a discussion point? Like, yeah, I really want to, she just says she wants some time. What is there to discuss? I don't understand. After a brief scare, the doctor comes in and checks on Ava and says that she's going to wake up soon. Her BP dropped a little bit, but she's going to wake up soon now. And I don't know. I don't know what to sit there and make of it. It just seemed like it was, 1 minute it was the extreme. She looked like she was about to die. Next minute it's like, no. She's good. She's going to wake up soon. What? Because she looked like she was at death's door. What? Okay, sure, whatever. We're just gonna go with plot. And don't get me wrong, pretty sure there are cases like that, real life, as far as people in the hospital and yada yada yada. But so she does start to wake up. Nicholas is there. Nicholas. Oh man, I don't know. Somehow he just comes across very scumbaggish, like a rat. I don't really know why I'm just getting the image of a rat every time I look at Nicholas being in that room trying to cover his ass, but that's what it comes across as. And so Jordan wants to ask some questions. Nick's like, oh, can't really do that, recovery and stuff like that. Gotta make sure, that she's fully recovered. I don't know. Jordan's like, no, the doctor cleared it, so I want to ask questions. Starts asking questions. She's like, what happened? What was the last time you remember? Stuff like that. And the minute that Ava said, yeah, I had a fight with Nicholas or whatever. I had a fight with Nicholas. Jordan turned around and looked at Nicholas like, really, bro? Because less than 15 minutes ago, I'm pretty sure we had this talk, and I asked you about Ava and her condition and everything like that, her state of mind, and you were just like, everything was fine and just peachy dandy. And Nicholas is like, well, what we define as fights as a Cassidy, and I'm just like, bro, you're caught. You're caught in your lie. Just own it. Just admit it. Just take the hit, bro. Like, I don't even understand. It's like, as Cassidy, you looked at him like, I guess you just think I was born yesterday, right? So she is not happy with Nicholas. But Ava, I guess she probably thought of self-preservation, which is why she didn't sit there and say what the fight truly was about. I mean, yeah, she said it was about Spencer and tension and stuff like that, but it was more than just that. She didn't want to say what it really was because, probably won't look at her either. So it was about Spencer. Then she said she was tired. And they went outside, and Jordan was looking at Nicholas like, yo, I got some more questions for you. Because you just straight up lied to my face. Nicholas walks back in there. He starts trying to smooth things over. And they was looking at him like, Oh, did you did you try to kill me or whatever? Because she told Jordan that she didn't know who did it. You know, she couldn't see him or her, whatever. So now Ava's sitting there looking at Nicholas like, you did it, and Nicholas like, you don't think I could have possibly did it, right? You know, at this point, Nicholas, I don't know what you're capable of doing. I have no idea. So Ava's like, you know what? Listen, I'm tired. I want to rest. Kick rocks. At one point, Trina didn't want to have the party, but then she thought about it with Portia and everything like that. She decided to have the party. Victor has to sit there and rein Spencer in. There's one point where Spencer looked like he's about to sit there and tell Jordan about the whole sleeping with Esme. Victor had to sit there and be like, hey, yeah, no, we good. My nephew just runs off with the mouth or whatever, pulls him back to the side and just really hammers in like, we protect our home, and you're not going to say anything. Don't start inviting trouble because it may not look good for you either. So, well, for a little bit, it seemed like he kind of calmed down Spencer. Now, I want to talk about Valentine and Anna because Valentine decides to get real with Anna. Tells him that he's been keeping secrets because, Charlotte's life is in danger. She's at some new boarding school that Victor controls, and he thinks that, Victor may harm Charlotte, which I'm just like, I don't really see how. Like, I know that Victor can do some very merciless and terrible things. Okay? But here's the thing about villains. Most villains. There's lines that villains don't cross. Okay? There's lines that villains don't cross. Just like if you go to jail, there's certain things that if somebody went to jail for, other jailmates that have done terrible things to people, there's a line that even inmates don't cross. When they see somebody that come in there for, let's say, a certain crime, they don't take too lightly to that. These are people that have been lifers and, hurt all sorts of people. But children is a line that they don't cross. Most of them. So, I don't, when he started talking about Charlotte and everything like that Victor can do, listen, I get his hidden for other people. It's just for me, I'm like, at the very worst, you can't see Charlotte because, she's holding her hostage in a sense. But she doesn't really know that. She's just having a great time. And he gets to text her and everything like that. So I don't know. I feel like the situation would be a little bit different if Victor held, I don't know, Anna hostage. I can see him moving mountains because I know that Victor would have no problem physically hurting Anna just to get his way with Valentine. But what I did like is the fact that he was honest, and again, things are moving forward. So now they're a team. They're gonna sit there and figure whatever it is out together, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm glad that we had some progress because after you know what, there's no point in sitting there complaining about it because we're actually moving forward. So I think that's about it. At least the most pertinent information. Now, before I go, I do want to quickly talk about now coming back. I have so many thoughts. Well, I only have a couple of thoughts. I'm just wondering because the thing with now that you can sit there and say what you want about the character. She was annoying, and like for me personally, she was very one note. You know, it's always about trying to get one up on Carly, not letting Carly win, blah, 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 blah. After a while, I got a little kind of annoying. But it did keep things interesting. I will sit there and say that. It kept things very suspenseful. And, it seemed like she was doing really good for the ratings, I would imagine. So having her come back, I don't know, maybe it just feels like some sort of desperate ploy to sit there and get the ratings up. Because he literally fell off a cliff. She's been gone for, what, a year now? But then I can also sit there and look at it and be like, a lot of times with these actors, when they get an Emmy, they get some real good profile and stuff like that as far as building up their resume. And then when a better offer comes up, they take it. And it makes me think. Like Dominic or Dante that came back. Dominic, he was in some interesting things. Some of them was good, like the show called Edgemont. And others was, I think it was a movie, he was some sort of space movie where he was fighting like, I don't know, space vampires or something like that. So you can only imagine, not exactly the best career choice. So it makes me wonder, like Dante just coming back because maybe things just didn't work out, and now coming back maybe because things just didn't work out. Or it could just be the exact opposite. They just came back because they wanted to. But it was just something I want to sit there and throw out. You got Holly coming back, now you got Nell Benson coming back, you have, I don't know. Sometimes I just sit there and wonder what they're doing with this show. Because remember, not last week, I think it was last week, they had 4 days where just nothing. And you gotta sit there and look at the ratings and be like, this clearly isn't working for us. We need to do something. Maybe that's their solutions. I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.